You see my green list. Alrighty. Our abdominal. We've got latissimus dorsi. Underneath, we have the pectoral descendens, pectoral profundus, xipha humerus. Then we have our external abdominal oblique. Pull that back, we've got our rectus abdominis. Pull that back, we have our internal abdominal oblique, which is at a 90-degree angle to the external, and then we have our transverse. And even though these look kind of like they're going that way, they're a lot more straight than the other ones were. Okay? That's the ventral area. Going to the shoulder, we have the thoracic or spinotrapezius.
You're only going to use that cat, huh?
Yeah. We have the cervical trapezius. This general area is the clavicotrapezius. Alright, then we have our deltoid complex, which is 3 muscles: cleidobrachial, acromiodeltoid, and scapulodeltoid. This across here is the omotransversarius.
Will that cat fit in this?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Shut up.
A deeper dissection where we have taken off the latissimus dorsi and all 3 heads of the trapezius. We have the serratus ventralis, and we can see the serrations. They come all the way up here and attached to the edge of the scapula. Underneath the scapula, we have the subscapularis, which you can also see when we tilt it back this way. And then we have the teres major. Here we have part of the rectus abdominis. We have the rectus thoracic and the scalenus. Scalenus, however y'all want to say it. Scale plus NUS. And again, our pectoral profundus, pectoral descendens, and then our cleidobrachial has been cut in half so that we can see deeper muscles of the arm. Come back up here to the top. Here is the full length of the omotransversarius. We've got the rhomboideus, which is what really helps keep that scapula on the body. We have the thoracic portion of the rhomboideus. We have the cervical portion because it comes up here and attaches to the neck. And we have the rhomboideus capitis. We can move the rhomboideus aside and see the teres major on the bottom part of the scapula, just like we could see it here. Okay, teres major, subscapularis. Our scapula, we have supraspinatus, infraspinatus, scapulodeltoid, omotransversarius, acromiodeltoid, and then we have the cleidobrachial part of the deltoid. We remove that, and then right here we have the lateral head of the tricep brachii. We have the long head of the triceps brachii. If we pull back the lateral head of the triceps brachii, we can see the brachialis and the anconeus. When we flip it over and look at the medial side, again, we've got the cleidobrachial, the pectoral descendens, which we have removed, and then we've got the tensor fascia antebrachii. And you peel that apart, and now we see we have the medial head and the other side of the long head, the medial portion of the long head of the triceps brachii. And then we have the medial head. Here, in your typical, where you would consider we've got the biceps brachii. And then underneath it, it's this little tiny muscle, we have the coracobrachial. So, unique muscles you guys might not know is the brachialis and the coracobrachial. And probably the incunius too, that comes here and flexes the elbow. Okay, that's it for this part. Now to the back leg. We have the biceps femoris. We refract that back. We have the caudofemoral muscle. We have a superficial gluteus that we had to cut in half and pull back to see the gluteus medius or gluteus maximus. Underneath it, we have the gluteus profundus. Put that back. Okay, here we have the quad, and the quad separates into four parts, hence the name quad, but we've only found three. We have the vastus lateralis, the rectus femoris, and the vastus medius, or the medial head of the quadricep. It is vastus medialis. Okay. We've got the sartorius, which is the large muscle on the outside. We've already got that.
I think this is sartorius.
Nope, this is oblique.
No, that's not what you. Unless.
This is the sartorius.
Well, but you just.
This is what I held. No, it wasn't the rectus abdominis. The sartorius is much bigger in that cat.
Okay.
That's probably why you're thinking. And I had it pulled back like this and pinned.
Okay.
So sartorius, and then we've got the gracialis, which, well,
Did you cut it away?
no, it's there. It's just hard to see. There's the gracialis here, reflected back. Here's the sartorius. We've pushed that back. We've got the tensor fascia latae that covers the rectus femoris and parts of the quadricep. Here's the tensor fascia latae here on top. The fascia has been cut. Okay, let's go deeper. We've got, move the gracialis back. We've got the semitendinosus back here, the semimembranosus here. Then we have, and it got a little mutilated, is the abductor femoris brevis et magnus. So it's short but fat. And then right above it, we have the abductor femoris longus, which is down here. And then above it, we have the pectineus, which is this little guy right here. Can you guys see that? Pectineus. And then above it is the iliosoa.
We don't pronounce the P.
That's right. Iliosoa. Can you see that on yours? Iliosoa, pectineus, abdominis, abductor femoris longus, abductor femoris brevis et magnus, semimembranosus, semitendinosus, gracialis, sartorius, tensor fascia latae. Flip it back over to the lateral side. We have cut through the biceps brachii, the caudofemoral, the superficial gluteal, the gluteus medius or the gluteus maximus. We have the abductor crucius caudalis, which is this tiny little muscle here. We can still see the semitendinosus, the semimembranosus, and then this is the lateral portion of the abductor. This is the same abductor femoris brevis et magnus, okay? But usually on this side we just say it's the abductor muscle. And